In the UK, an election debate on climate change last night is stirring huge controversy this morning. Not so much for what was said, but for what the host network broadcast. Take a look at this. Boris Johnson skipped the debate. In his place, on Channel 4, an ice sculpture melting to represent the plight of the planet. The network did the same thing for Nigel Farage, who also was absent, the Brexit party leader. And my goodness, it is taking heat for what it did. Dominic Velitis is with us this morning from our bureau in London. Got to hand it to them in terms of creativity, but it certainly is controversial, Dom.
Absolutely, Heather, and good morning. As you know, a general election is just round the corner here, and last night's event was an opportunity for the leaders of Britain's main political parties to take part in a debate on climate change. In all, 7 politicians, including the leader of the Labour opposition party, Jeremy Corbyn, were invited, but the leader of the Brexit party, Nigel Farage, and the Conservative Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, failed to turn up. Now, in response, Channel 4, which hosted the debate, empty-chaired the 2 politicians, replacing them with those 2 ice sculptures. And you're quite right, Heather, it hasn't gone down well in certain quarters over here at all. The broadcaster, though, has defended the move. In a statement, it said the 2 ice sculptures represented the climate emergency on planet Earth and served as visual metaphors for the Conservative and Brexit parties after their leaders failed to show, despite being invited several times. Heather.
So the Conservatives do not like having been put on ice, Dominic, and they are now making some serious threats about licensing and whatnot. Tell us about the reaction to what the network did.
Absolutely, Heather. It sparked a bitter row between the Conservative Party and Channel 4. The Tories are absolutely furious about this, Heather. They say another government minister, Michael Gove, offered to take Boris Johnson's place in last night's debate, but that was turned down. The broadcaster said the invitation was for leaders only. The Conservative Party has now officially complained to Ofcom, that's Britain's broadcast regulator, describing Channel 4's decision to replace Johnson with that ice sculpture as a provocative partisan stunt. And this morning, Heather, there are even reports that some Tories are threatening to review Channel 4's public services broadcasting obligations if re-elected. Meanwhile, Boris Johnson, who hasn't yet commented on his no-show last night, has come under fire from opposition politicians this morning. Labour has accused him of running scared and of hiding from scrutiny. Indeed, Labour claims he's turned down another big pre-election interview with the BBC and alleges he's even banned one newspaper journalist from travelling on the Conservative Party election bus. To be fair, Heather, Boris Johnson is scheduled to do an interview on the BBC this weekend, so we may get some insight then into why he didn't show for last night's big debate on climate change and the accusations that his party is now, in effect, bullying Channel 4.